Today I am doing a different kind of video. It's kind of on like healthy eating, exercise in the run up to summer. I'm personally doing it because today is like the 25th or 4th. I'm going to America on the 28th of May for around almost 2 months, 2 months and a bit. And yeah, I just kind of want to, tone up and don't want to lose like a significant amount of weight. But I want to just, have a healthier eating plan and exercising every day just to so I feel better about myself when I'm over there. Basically, yeah, so I'm just going to make this video and tell you what I'm doing, some kind of tips a lot of people have more time than me before they go on their holidays. I'm just going particularly early because I'm going on a J1. A lot of you, if you watch and you're in school still, you probably have till the end of June. Well, I can't remember when school ends when you're in school, oh god. Well, if you're in Leaving Cert, you won't finish till the end of June, won't you? And I think if you're in normal school, you'll be finished around May. I don't know. Yeah, so you have, we still have time, so, I just think we can make changes now. And it's always good to have the support of other people. If you know other people are doing it, I think it's always good to have someone to, rely on. Yeah, so basically a while ago I started running. Now, if you know me, I am the laziest person ever, and the last time I kind of did sports was in secondary school and I played hockey, and I kind of ended that one thing when I was in third year, and I never really did anything physical exercise since. So nothing proper. I'd go for walk. I go through these stages where I go on these fad diets and I'd be like, okay, I'll walk and do this, and then I'd give up and have a takeaway. So it was pretty futile, really. Yeah, so I looked up this plan. Every time I've done exercise before or dieting, I found that unless I had a plan, nothing ever worked. So if I was just doing it today, or I'm just going to stop eating chocolate and shit and I'll go for a walk, that doesn't work for me. I need to have a set-in plan, what I'm doing, where I'm going, and that's how successful it is. But I think the last time I lost weight in a diet, I was on the GI diet and I lost half a stone. Naturally, I put it all back on when I went to college and after that, but yeah, that was in secondary school. I've always been one for being on these diets and detoxes, but I've just, at this stage, I've learned from my mistakes and I'm just going to do it properly. I think the best approach to it is just moderation. So I'll tell you about the exercise plan I do. I looked up on the internet and it's basically, I'll leave the link for it below, and I've heard about it before. You can get it for your iPod if you have one of those fancy ones. I just have a normal one. I have this one. So you need the ones with the big screens. I can't think of what they're called. There's the iPod Touches, and then I don't know, they're the really fancy looking ones. I think if you have an iPhone as well, you can get it. But you download it and it comes up on the screen. It's like this circle thing. I think it's called Couch to 5K. It's like a 6-week plan. The one I'm doing is a 6-week plan because I couldn't get this one for the iPod, so I just looked it up online. And there's loads of them online. You don't have to have it for an iPod. But it's handy if you do, because all you have to bring out then is your iPod and it shows you the time you need to run and the time you need to walk. And it's basically interval training. So say for example, I'm going to have to look over my computer now to tell you, for week 1 it's 3 days a week you do running, and by the end of it, after 6 weeks, you should be able to run 5 kilometers. Basically it's you start off with run 1 minute and you walk another minute, and you do that 10 times. That's the first thing you do. Now, okay, people are going to think, I even saw that myself and I was saying, come on, I can do that. But it actually is surprisingly hard. If you were like me and you haven't exercised in ages, you will find that not incredibly hard. It gets harder as it moves on, obviously. But I found that tough enough. I was puffed after it. So then then you take a break, and then the next day you do 2 minutes running and 4 minutes walking, and you do that 5 times. So you basically end up building up how much you're exercising for how long it is. it's roughly, like where I'm at now, I'd be running for like 15 minutes in total maybe, and walking for 9. So you are actually, like, I think people think walking isn't exercise, but once you're moving, you're burning calories, and I don't think people should diss walking as much as they do, because it is effective. As long as you're not sitting on your ass, you're doing something. So yeah, it seems easy, but believe me, if you try it, you will find it hard. And I know some of my friends, they go to the gym and stuff, and they say, oh, they can't, like, they'd rather just do bits of, like, you know, on the bike or on the treadmill. They'd never actually just go for a run. But I don't like the gym. I think it's a bit of a social scene at times. A lot of people are in there to be seen, like, lifting, like, weights the size of ketchup bottles, and it's just not for me. So I'd rather just go and, you know, take off running in a direction. Yeah. So yeah, I'll leave that link below and you can try that out. That's for, on the website I've linked to, I think there's ones for people who are more fit. This is for like the real beginners like me, who really they're fit, but fitness level, they're quite low and they're not good at running for long distances. Yeah, so try that out. That's the first thing I'd say for exercise. In terms of eating, I'm not cutting out everything. I feel like I've done this so many times where I've said, okay, I'm cutting out chocolate, I'm cutting out whatever. I mean, anytime I've ever done Lent in the past, I'd give up something, say, I don't know, crisps. I don't eat them that often, ever really, and I'd suddenly be craving them because I gave them up, and I'd really want them, just because I knew in my head I wasn't allowed them, so I'd want them more. So I've decided nothing is off limits, except for probably takeaways, but that's just kind of a given. And yeah, I think it's a lot easier when you don't like cut everything out of your life. You're allowed it, but just in smaller portions. So if you do want chocolate, get a bar and have 2 squares rather than the whole bar. Like, you know, I don't know, look at like the calorie amounts and the salt amounts, sugar amounts. I'm gonna go downstairs now and film like some tips on cereals, because I think cereals is a bit of a fuzzy area. A lot of them claim to be really healthy and they're actually not at all. You have to look at the sugars and everything in it. So yeah, I'm just gonna go through that quickly. I don't believe in counting calories. I think that's just ridiculous. You could become paranoid, and I think it can be quite bad for your mind to be constantly like worried about how many calories is in a certain thing. So I'd rather just try and opt for healthier options. So stick to 3 meals a day: breakfast, lunch, dinner. Exercise every day. Like, I'm not saying run a marathon every day, but you know, do something every day, like go for a walk, go for a run, whatever. And just try and incorporate vegetables and fruit into your diet more. Concentrate more on them than carbohydrates. Like, try not to focus your whole meal, like, don't let carbohydrates be the focus of your whole meal, like having a big bowl of pasta and like a few things of broccoli. Have more so half the plate of broccoli, a quarter protein and a quarter of carbohydrates. Like, don't cut out carbs completely. It really annoys me when people do that. Don't ever cut out a food group unless you're obviously intolerant or allergic to it, then by all means. But I don't think you should just be like, oh, I'm cutting out carbs because I want to be skinny. Like, that's just stupid. You need carbohydrates if you're doing exercise to give you energy. Stick to browns rather than whites, like brown bread, brown pasta, brown rice, and that'll give you like energy to do the sports and stuff you want to do, exercise. So I'll just probably come back in a second with, I don't know, the cereal things. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. Okay, so I'm in my kitchen now, and these are basically the cereals we have in my house. I'm going to go through which ones are better for you than some, and the ones I kind of stick to on like healthy eating. I was reading a magazine yesterday, Cosmopolitan to be exact, and it was basically saying like the levels of sugar in some cereals. And sugar, if you do not know, converts itself into fat. So say you're eating, they say, okay, Special K for example is low in fat. It says less than 2% fat on it. That doesn't mean it's necessarily fat free, because it has 7 grams of sugar in it in a 30-gram portion. I'll just zoom up on that. Yeah, so it has 114 calories. Have you ever seen, firstly, can I ask you all, a 30-gram portion of cereal? I'm not anorexic, so I prefer a bit more in the morning than 30 grams. It's fucking tiny. So I normally have, like, say 50 to 45 grams, and I think that's completely normal. It's your first meal of the day. Your body has been fasting all night, and that's why it's called break fast, like break your fast. It's the most important meal of the day. If you don't eat breakfast, you're not kickstarting your metabolism early, and you're basically just, it's not good for you. You're going to, that if you don't eat your breakfast, you end up eating kind of more shit during the day. Like, you think you can compensate by having a bigger lunch because you haven't eaten yet. But you're better off just having 3 balanced meals and healthy snacks in between than that kind of skipping meals shite. So, yeah, I'd recommend Weetabix. This is the Duns one. Me and my mum were looking at this yesterday, and it doesn't say, like, the calories, like, on it there, you know, the nutritional information on it, like the Kellogg's ones. But yeah, I don't really care. I know Weetabix is good. Like, 2 Weetabix in the morning is very good for you, so I will just stick with that. I wouldn't go for Special K. I'd have it the weekend maybe if you just wanted a treat. I just think it's fucking lies that they tell you that there's no fat in it and stuff, because there's amount of sugar in it. You can even taste the sugar off it when you're eating it. I just say no to it. Never mind the calories, it's the amount of sugar you should be worried about, because that's going to convert itself into fat. Bran flakes, I do like bran flakes, but it does have 6 grams of sugar in it as well. So it's not great, but, like, you know, the one that what I aim for with cereals is the lower sugar ones. I don't know about anyone else. This is just my personal opinion. Yeah, but I really like bran flakes, but yeah, it does have sugar, a good bit of sugar in it, so maybe not that. But the two things that I really like are the, oh God, I can never say this name, Flavins. Okay, you can read yourself. The quick oats. I used to hate porridge so much because my mom used to make it in the morning, and she used to make it with water in a pan, and I don't know, just by the time I'd come down to have my breakfast, it would be really like cement. It could be kind of dried up because she'd make it earlier. So yeah, I just had this thing against it. But she started getting these, and they basically come in sachets, little sachets here. So they're divided up into, okay, so they come in 35 gram like portioned out little packets, which is so handy because, like, let's be realistic, most of us aren't morning people, and we don't want to be weighing out cereal in the morning, because I certainly don't. Like, I don't have a brain to be talking to people, so this is so handy. Just open it, pour it into a bowl. Now what does come with it is a little, like one of these, well, this little cartoon picture of it, this little yolk. I can't find it. Everyone always ends up throwing it out in my house, and it's really annoying, but it's measured out that you fill it up to a certain point twice with milk or water or whatever. Well, obviously you're not going to put orange juice into it, but milk or water, and you pour 2 of those little things in. I don't know how much milk it actually is. 190 mils of water. That's what it says in the nutritional information. But yeah, you put that in, and it's just basically there, like, you empty it and put that in, and then you microwave it for 2 minutes, and it's so nice. Like, it honestly keeps you going for ages as well. Canderel into it. This is just like a low fat, one of those 0 calorie sweetener things. Some people think these are really bad for you, but, like, fuck it, if it's not sugar, I don't really care. So it's no calories in it, so I'll just deal with that for now. I can't deal with, like, the lack of sugar in the porridge, so yeah, I have to put some of that in. I don't put too much of it in, but just to sweeten it up a bit, it's really nice. You can get Splenda as well, I think, but these are the ones. We've got Canderel for years, so yeah, I use that in my porridge. And sometimes I put in a bit of fruit, like a chopped up banana, but it's kind of warm, So yeah, I don't really like it. Is this seed mix. It has pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds. Yeah. Now I wouldn't go eating these out of the packet like as a snack on, but they're really good for you. Like they have really good oils and stuff. So it's fine when you put it in with your porridge. It adds a bit of crunch, and you don't really notice the taste as much. I just wouldn't go eating them on their own. Some people do like to eat them on their own, but they have vitamin E in them and helps maintain a healthy immune system. So yeah, they're nice in it, and they're good for you. This is shredded wheat. It has 0.3 grams of sugar. Like, that is unbelievably good. Now when you see that, you have to realise that it is going to be very boring, so don't be expecting the sugar overload, because you're not going to get it, or it's just not going to be as tasty as other cereals, but it's something you just end up getting used to. Now my brother tried it this morning, or last night maybe, and he said that it was really boring, but he didn't put in anything with it, he just put in milk, and I just couldn't do that. Like, they come in these little packets, they're cool. So there's two, it's like kind of like Weetabix, there's two big biscuit kind of things in them, but they look like that. So yeah, they kind of look like dried up hay, and they taste quite similar to it. But if you put in, it says at the top, or at the bottom here, it says you could have it with honey and banana. So that's what I had this morning, and I was supposed to film it, but I forgot. I'm sure you can use your imagination to see what it looks like. A bit of chopped up banana and honey on top of it. But yeah, that was really nice. It wasn't the nicest thing I've ever eaten, but you know, it's fine for breakfast. And then it always says in these nutritional information things, it says it as if it's with skim milk or whatever. So we have skim milk, and then we have full fat milk. And I just do not like skim milk on its own unless it's in tea or coffee. It's just really watery, and I don't like it in my cereal. Like, I flippin' love cereal, and I love a lot of milk in it. So I decided that I'd just mix the two, so I kind of get the best of both worlds. I know it's not ideal, like, it's still kind of, milk is supposed to be fattening, but it is good for you. It has calcium, and as I said before, don't be cutting anything out because you think it's fattening. Everything has its benefits. Even chocolate, it helps you keep happy. So yeah, don't cut out everything. I feel like this video is going to be so all over the place. I don't know which place I'm going to put everything in. Like, I've recorded, well, 2 different bits so far. Yeah, so maybe this is like the last thing I'll film. I just wanted to put in that if you don't like running outside and you don't like people seeing you exercise, which is fair enough, like, if you know where to actually, like, some people live in, I don't know, where a place where you can't really go running on the road, or I live right beside the sea, so I can run the pram. Yeah, so some people do not have that luxury. Then I'd recommend one of these DVDs, an exercise DVD. A lot of them are a load of shit, so don't like just go in and buy the first one you see. Also, don't go buying the dancing ones that if you don't have. I'm not like able to dance, and I think a lot of people aren't really able to dance. It's the remembering the whole like moves and stuff, the whole routine, the rhythm. Well, not the rhythm, it's just remembering the whole routine to it, and that's what these exercise DVDs are. I just want to like pre-warn you all, especially if you're doing this, like the likes of the aerobics in this or the boxing. There is a routine to it, especially the aerobics. It's like a dance routine. You start from the start and you keep going through it and through it. Like, after a while, you do actually just pick it up, but the first time you do it, do not get frustrated and be like, oh my god, I can't do this, I'm never doing it again, effect the DVD out the window. That's not a good idea. Just give it time, because I don't know, it does get easier. If I can do it, you can do it, because Jesus, I'm not a good dancer. Yeah, so this is the Davina High Energy 5. Oh, this is like reflecting on the... Yeah, so her DVDs I think have been voted the best exercise DVDs a lot of times. I love her. I just think she is hilarious, and to have someone like her like to watch during the DVD, like when you're actually about to die of exhaustion, she's just, you know, kind of moving you on, and she's really funny. So I don't know, I really like her, and she's not annoying or anything. and a specific thing for each part of your body. It has a warm up in it, which is so good. If you even just use this for the warm up and the cool down after doing a run, it's really good because it does really warm you up, and yeah, it cools you down. But the aerobics is for your, obviously it's a cardio exercise, so it's good for your heart, and it also does burn fat in it because you never stop moving. They're all 20 minutes long, so if I'd start with the 20 minutes if you were just starting off, and just do the 20 minutes until you feel that you're getting better at the videos, or maybe just do like an aerobics and I don't know, one for the abdominals one, because the aerobics is very hard. Like I wouldn't go doing the aerobics and the boxing in one day because it's a lot of movement. Then they have one for the legs. Pump is for your muscles in your arms. The abdominals for your stomach, and boxing then. Like the boxing and the aerobics is like a routine. So I've kind of gotten used to it now, but Jesus, like it's hard to get used to after. Like you kind of have to stop and be like, okay, what did they do now? And well, I do anyway, so maybe other people can relate to me. But yeah, I definitely recommend this video if you prefer to exercise inside. And like a day like today, it's raining. I washed my hair last night and I just do not want to go running in it and getting it all frizzy. Watching, and goodbye.